Hey everybody, Silver Bear here. It's been a while. I think it's been about 4 months since I've made a video, maybe 5. Well, some of you might remember, about 2 years ago, I set out from Fargo, which is where I was living, and my landlady wouldn't renew my lease because her mom died and the property had to get shifted around between family, and it's kind of a bummer. So she let me get out of my lease early, and at the time I was working at a job that I just hated. It was a factory job. So I set out on an endeavor to learn how to splice fiber optic cable for my cousin, who a few years before I had taught him how to splice copper cable. So we were going to kind of trade off, I guess. So I went out to Tennessee to do that. And I was going to bring that trade back to North Dakota because that's where my kids live. And, well, make money doing that. And I like doing that kind of work, and I thought it was a pretty good idea. Put a lot of money into that trip. And when I got there, things were going okay. And then my cousin's son was born, and he was in intensive care for 2, maybe 3 weeks. And then when that was over, we got back to work again. And this whole time I was living in a tent, and I did a bunch of videos. I actually did a video in the tent once. Like I said, we went back to work, and then he found out his wife was cheating on him and had been for 2 years. And so that whole thing happened, and then, of course, that puts you in a head spin, and he don't know what he's doing. I'm trying to calm him down and trying to get him focused on work, because, my whole everything I did is hanging in the balance of working, and he's not keeping it together, So and on top of trying to get him motivated for work, on top of that, trying to listen to him because he's my cousin. I don't want him to. You hate when family members are hurt like that. So then I ended up going back to Illinois and stayed with a friend, and incidentally, this is just crazy, while I was in Tennessee, him and his wife got divorced, or were going through a divorce. And he wanted me to move in there, or he offered that I could stay there. And I was like, okay, And he needed someone there anyway, because he was having a tough time. It was crazy. So I'm staying there, and then my cousin, there's a reason for why I'm telling you this story. So my cousin went to Kansas City and found work there. He kind of got his act together a little bit more, and so I took a train down there, and I was working, and things are going. And when I say he got his act together, I mean he forgot about his wife and his wife didn't care, and he was drinking a lot. So when I got down there, I realized, okay, these guys, him and some of his other employees they're just drinking and acting crazy. So I was like, oh my god, And I'm making money, but I'm spending a lot more than I'm making at this point. And so then I ended up I just was like, okay, I'm going back to Illinois. And I stayed at a friend's house, got a job doing construction, was making pretty good money. I don't mind construction, and I like hard labor, It just makes me feel good. It's kind of like exercising all day. But the new crop of construction workers, for some reason, they're just real competitive with each other instead of working as a team. When I was young, the crew worked as a team, and we got the job done. That was what we did, and then we went home. But nowadays, it's like they're all competing with each other, and they're on the same team. It's like a bunch of Scottie Pippins. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, in the meantime, through all this stuff that's going on, I was making videos and buying silver and all that stuff. But anyway, so I finally made it back to North Dakota. When I set off on that endeavor, I asked my kids to be patient and to be patient and let me try to do this thing. And it had been 2 years, and I'd seen them a lot while I was doing that, because I'd come back up here and visit, and I took them on vacation, stuff like that. So it's not like they didn't see me, but So now I'm back up here, and none of that stuff worked out. So my point is, I guess, sometimes you have to really step out there, and the old expression, "Nothing ventured, nothing gained," is so true. Even though I didn't get reach my goal or reach the objective that I set out to do, I still gained a lot. I was able to be there for my cousin through his divorce and his drinking stupidity, I guess. And I was there for my friend, and incidentally, I was there for my sister. Her house was in a flood, and she wasn't completely rebuilt, so I helped around there. So I was needed anyway, and I was staying afloat. So now I'm back in Fargo. I have the same P.O. box address, so if anyone had that beforehand, I still have that one, and if you want it again, I can send it to you. But don't send anything to any of the addresses that I gave you before, because those are not good. If you just for some reason want to trade, or if we do a trade or something, So anyway, so that's what that's about. I am still doing t-shirts and stuff. That has developed quite a bit. I developed that through this process of trying to learn how to splice fiber. So I did gain a little bit there too. Drinking the coffee. And what I'm going to show you today, and thanks for listening to the rant. What I'm going to show you today is this thing. I got these at a machine, what do they call them? Self-checkouts. And they just come out and they're super crisp. Super crisp. So look at the last digit there. It's a 9, and it's a star note. Oof. There's an 8. It's a star note. These are consecutive bills. Star notes. They just come flowing right out of there. I almost went to buy something else just to see if there was any more in there, but I really had to get going. So, and that's really all I have to show for this. And oops, let me try. I'll just leave that there. I'll get it later. So what I have here is for my next video. I have, because I've been buying silver the whole time that I've been away, and I put them in categories a while back, and I don't remember which one is what's in them. Did that on purpose, so it'll be a surprise for me too. Or I'll let you guys pick the bag that I should do a video on next. Do a video on whatever is inside the red bag, or whichever one you think. So figured I'd have a little bit of fun here. So. And yeah, it'd be good to be back. I've been watching some of y'all's videos, trying to catch up on some videos, and missed y'all a whole lot. And thanks for listening to the rant, and just wanted to share my advice on stepping out and trying to do something. It doesn't always work, but you have to make the best of it no matter what. Okay. That's just some advice for maybe some younger people, or even some older folks that are, maybe discouraged or something. Just keep your chin up, keep moving, everything will be fine. So long as you keep your chin up. You can't wallow, you can't get drugged down, and you can't, don't let things bring you down. Just stay positive. So, okay, everyone, I'll talk to you later, and let me know in the comments which bag I should do a video on. All right, bye.